Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been going on in my head, in my life, and all of that stuff. So today was actually the 5th day of the week, so today was a Friday. Well, now it's obviously already a Saturday because you know me and my terrible sleeping habits. But here we are. What did I want to talk about today? So, the half marathon, my second half marathon is in about a week. So, I'm getting a bit nervous. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I'm a bit scared of this half marathon. Like, I have some doubts lingering in my head. I know I've been training really hard, but like, I just feel like I don't know whether or not I'm gonna be able to complete it in time, in the 2 hour 45 minutes time limit, given the my pace at the training. Like usually I'm at around, I'm trying to go to run at 7.5 kilometers lately, but this is like usually 7 kilometer runs, so I don't know how that will look on a 21 kilometer run. But I'm just trying to stick to the plan, go slow to go fast, and basically try to continue building a good aerobic base where I can just lower my heart rate as much as possible at the same speed so that I can eventually increase my speed. I'm genuinely nervous about this one, because I don't know whether or not I'll be able to make it in time, and it just kind of makes me a bit scared. I'm sometimes there's this thought at the back of my head that maybe I can change the race, like go for a 10K one instead of 21K, but I'm not gonna do it. I know that this is like a defining moment, and it's in moments like this that we really grow, and that I'm able to prove things to myself, and I don't want to miss out on the opportunity to continue building on this athletic mentality that I have. And when it comes to my training volume, I think probably if you look at some half marathon training plans, already this week I've exceeded the volume that they were asking, so 20 miles in the last week, the highest volume week, and I've already exceeded that just this week from the 5 runs that I've been on, because basically I've done 7 kilometer runs since Monday every day. But hopefully this weekend I'll be able to go on slightly longer runs. I'm hoping, I mean, that's my hope at least, to have at least one run where I go over 15 kilometers and another run where I go at least over 10 kilometers. But we'll see. I'm just trying to be kind to myself and just adapt based on how I'm feeling, by not trying to impose too much on myself beforehand. So yeah, I do have this feeling of discomfort when it comes to this, because I'm not entirely at ease, but I'm just gonna stick to it and keep going. Now is not the time to stop and to start questioning myself and to overthink things. I don't need to think too much. I can just do, and I can just focus on the present moment and not focus too much about the future. And the Rita of the future will know how to take care of herself. I just need to do what I need to do right now, and that's what I try to keep my mind on. That's the mindset that I try to keep, just to be focused on the present moment and not overthink and not get too anxious about the future by worrying too much. But yeah, that's one of the things that's been on my mind. What else? I've been reading a lot today. Reading The Diary of a CEO. It's a good book. I really like some of the rules there. You know, well, one of the rules, maybe I mentioned it in a video previously, I don't remember. But I didn't read it today. I read it like a few days back. But this rule that you are associated with the most ridiculous thing about you, and basically to lean into the, like, how did he call it? But like lean into the absurdity. Yeah, you're defined by the most absurd thing about you. And I kind of like it. I do feel like these sunglasses are these sleep glasses, orange blocking glasses, are one of the most absurd things about me. And I guess it's a good reminder to lean into these ridiculous things. But I also put them on, you know, for sleep, to help me out with that. Especially when I wake up in the middle of the night, or like if it's not night, it's morning, but I don't want the sun to wake me up because I still have some sleep to catch up on. They're definitely helpful when it comes to not getting the light in my eyes and like making me awake. So that's one thing. One other thing is that I've been like, I was going through some of the books that I bought a while back, machine learning books. Just trying to go over some of the basics again because I'm giving class in a few hours. Well, not few hours. It's at 11 now. It's like 2:30. So I think I still have like, I don't know, 6 or 7. No, I don't know how to count at this point. 11 minus 3 is 8 hours. So a little over 8 hours. Please forgive my the slowness of my brain. I'm really tired. I've been working out really hard, but it's been fun. I also have like, I feel like I'm starting to get a bit more work. Uh, I did make some progress on my work today, which was satisfying. I do need to still make some more progress, but I'm trying not to overthink it and just do, like just get to action. So yeah, I do feel like the next few weeks are gonna be a bit more intense, but that's exactly how I like it. You know, I genuinely like when I have a lot of work where I can feel like I'm pushing the needle forward. I don't know if that's the expression, but that's the combination of words that came to my head. There's definitely like an expression with a needle, moving the needle forward. I think that's it. And yeah, now that huge project, that very time-consuming and draining project that took a lot of energy from me, like just mental energy, not necessarily work. And like, I didn't have a lot of work. It was just training mentally because of all of the friction there. But now that that's over, I need to ramp back up my productivity and basically get myself used again to the volume of work, to putting out lots of volume, especially that the next few things that I'm going to be working on are less friction prone. So I need to get myself back ramped up to, like delivering things more or less easily. So just getting into action and not having to wait as much. But that's something that I'm gonna be working towards, especially I think starting from next week, because I'm gonna be tapering down a bit on my exercise. But definitely after the half marathon, I will have more more time and energy, to dedicate to my work, and like not to dedicate more to my work. I mean, mostly to dedicate to my rest, because that's where I feel I've been lacking the most on. Is my body is extremely fatigued and exhausted, so sometimes I resort to Red Bulls and stuff like this, which is why like today I'm up until this time because I had a Red Bull at like 5:30. So yeah, that's sometimes my life. Like when I feel so sleepy and like yeah, I need a bit of a pump, I make a bit of bad decisions like that one. But it is what it is. I take ownership of all of the decisions that I made and that I make, and just accept them, because they are like sometimes taking that Red Bull at 5:30 in the evening also helps. Like I do feel like it helps me with my productivity and my inspiration. Like every time I do something like that, even though it does hurt my sleep or like my sleep time, um, I do feel like I'm moving the needle forward more, because I just have a bit more energy that I wouldn't usually have. I mean, this is not something like that I can do every day, but it does help. And I think that's what allowed me a bit earlier to start reading a bit more on that, like going back to those books and like just going through some of the basics and like some of the things that are interesting to me. And I quite enjoyed it. I really love mathematics. Like every time I read a maths book, I'm like completely blown away by just how much I love working on the topic, and like how much I just want to like go to a freaking library and like work there, like read math books all day long. That's what I want to do. Or like read papers and stuff like this all day long. That's genuinely makes me genuinely super happy. So yeah, it's good. It does help with building this identity that I'm trying to build, day by day, by reading research papers, machine learning research papers, and like getting up to date on the latest research developments when it comes to this field. And that also helps me with not feeling good enough and all of that stuff, because I'm just like creating this stack of undeniable evidence, even if it's one paragraph at a time, like one day at a time. Some days I read whole pages of paper, some days I read just one paragraph. But as long as I keep doing it every day, it will help me, uh, feel good about this identity and reinforce this identity by like, as James Clear put it, like casting votes towards this identity. So yeah, just sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But usually when I do these crazy things, like when I like sometimes, like most, not sometimes, a lot of times at the expense of my sleep, but still do these things that allow me to keep my promises to myself, and like prove to myself that I say what I'm gonna do, I do what I'm gonna say. You see, my brain is completely dead, but where I just get to prove things to myself, I think it's very worth it, because I end up going to sleep like very, very happy, very satisfied with my life and my day. So I would rather have that than try to go to sleep earlier, but then have these feelings, like these thoughts in my head of not feeling good enough, or of basically incongruence with the person that I'm trying to become. And it's basically like, how do you call it? Yeah, like is it psychological? But anyway, there is dissonance, cognitive dissonance, with like how I act and how I view myself as capable of doing, like the person that I view myself as capable of becoming. And that cognitive dissonance like just creates so much, like so much discomfort in my life, that it's I would rather not have that cognitive dissonance and just like basically do the actions that lift that cognitive dissonance away. And when that's lifted away, I'm much happier, because it's aligned with the person that I aspire to become. So that's always a helpful thing. for me. Anyway, that's all I had to talk about for today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, so the one right before this one, and you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Bye for now, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!